Hey everyone, Ellen with Here to Help Mental Health, here to make mental health honest, enjoyable, accessible, and resourceful. And today is actually the third part of what we'll talk about related to sleep. So we've talked a little bit about sleep on a couple other cog hacks, and this is just a little more information because one of the things is it's nothing more frustrating if if you're trying to get to sleep and you can't go to sleep. And there's really, your mind is involved with that in the way that if you think that you're not going to sleep, that's usually you're probably going to be right, and then you will have a hard time sleeping. So one of the things you want to do is if you're not sleeping, you at least, if you can do nothing else, you can at least separate the idea that that you are anticipating a bad night of sleep by at least disconnecting that. And what I mean by that is, if you're not able to sleep, with usually, we don't want people to watch the clock, but if it's just maybe about 20 minutes, then you actually want to get out of bed instead of staying in bed, because all that's doing is adding to the thoughts that, okay, I'll never sleep, I'll never sleep, I'll never sleep. And so you actually want to separate that. So if you could do nothing else, you can separate the idea that, I go to bed and I don't sleep. So you want to go to bed. If you don't sleep, you actually want to get out of bed. And that's really going to be important because, again, it is that anticipation of not being able to sleep that's probably going to hurt that sleep as well. And so you want to do something boring, like go read the warranty for your refrigerator or do something like that. Do something boring, something that's kind of calming or soothing. It might be listening to music. Don't turn a lot of lights on, watching TV, phone, things like that. A lot of that light can, like we talked about with the information about light, that can just stimulate you or tell your brain that, it's really time to wake up and that we should be more awake. So I know that sounds terrible, but if you do lay in bed and can't sleep, you really do want to separate yourself. If you really don't have anywhere else to go besides your bedroom, at least have a chair in your bedroom or have a chair in that room that you can kind of separate yourself, from being in that bed, not sleeping. And that really is enforcing then that, hey, when I go to bed, I feel good, I feel great, my bed is a nice, comfortable place, and when I go there, I actually fall asleep, instead of I anticipate that I'm not going to sleep when I get there. And so really be thinking about that. If you really struggle with sleep, you might even want to consider a sleep journal. And of course, look at the other two cog hacks on sleep that we did, because it's going to be important to think about light, to think about your routine and your schedule, and then to think about, really how you go, what you think about when you're going into bed, and then thinking about that. And so that's all for today. Remember, subscribe, let me know in the comments what you'd like to hear, if there's anything else in particular you'd like to hear about. And you can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and X Twitter at Here to Help Mental Health, and on our website, www.hear-to-help.com. See you later.